Welcome to 5 Minute 40k, the short, sharp look at all things hobby. Today we're having a look at Celestine and the Geminae Superia from the updated Sisters of Battle Codex. So who are Celestine and the Geminae? Well, in the lore, she is the living saint, the embodiment of the Emperor's will. A former member of the Order of Our Martyred Lady thought killed on campaign, she appears on battlefields across the galaxy in times of need, wearing the armour of St. Catherine and wielding the ardent blade to dole out wrath on the enemies of the Imperium. In the book, she's an HQ choice and is a unit consisting of Celestine herself and the two Geminae Superia. The unit has the character, sanctified, and jump pack keywords, and Celestine herself has the living saint keyword. They clock in at 200 points or 10 power level, and Celestine has 12-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill 2, strength and toughness 3, 6 wounds, 6 attacks, leadership 9, a 2-up save base, and a 4-up invuln save. In terms of weapons, she wields the Ardent Blade, which has both a shooting and melee profile. Shooting, it's a 12-inch range assault d6 auto-hitting flamer weapon at strength 6, AP minus 2 and 1 damage. And in melee, it's strength plus 4, so strength 7, AP minus 4 and 2 damage. And each time an attack is made, unmodified 6s to wound equal 2 mortal wounds, and the attack sequence ends. So a really nice, powerful weapon. The Geminae Superia have movement 12, weapon skill and ballistic skill 3, strength and toughness 3, 2 wounds each, 3 attacks, leadership 8, 2+ save, and a 4-up invuln. And they carry a bolt pistol, 12-inch range, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage, and a power sword, gives them strength 4, AP minus 3, 1 damage. The unit as a whole gets the Axe of Faith, Sacred Rites, and Shield of Faith rules, so the ability to use Miracle Dice, get buffs from your Sacred Rites, and access to the inbuilt Deny from Shield of Faith. Obviously the 6-up invuln there is not only use to them as they have a 4-up inbuilt. If Celestine is your Warlord, she has the Indomitable Belief trait, which gives +1 to the invulnerable save of Order Corps infantry units within 6 inches, up to a maximum of a 4-up invuln. Predictably for a special character, she has a boatload of special rules. Starting with Life Wards, this means that attacks which are made on the unit that successfully wound must be allocated to the Geminae first, so they have to die before Celestine does. The Geminae also don't matter if they are killed for morale purposes, and they will be removed if they remain while Celestine herself is destroyed. The Armour of St. Catherine and Divine Guardians rule is where they get their 4-up invulns from, but it also means that Celestine reduces damage by 1 on each incoming attack, making her a little bit more tanky. Miraculous Intervention is a cool rule that means that the first time Celestine is destroyed, she can be picked up at the end of the phase in which she's destroyed on a roll of a 2+, as close as possible to where she was destroyed, not within engagement range of any enemy units, and with all her wounds remaining. This is a really cool way to get her back up, and it's worth noting that if picked up, you don't get your Miracle Dice for the Sacrifice rule. In terms of Saintly Blessings, this means that when a friendly Imperium infantry unit is within 6 inches, it gets a 6-up invuln. Probably only matters in Soup given the Sisters' access to the Shield of Faith rule. Sky Strike means that the unit can Deep Strike. Angelic Saviour means that the unit can make heroic interventions up to 6 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically, instead of 3 inches and 5 inches like usual. And Healing Tears is an awesome rule that means if you've lost a Geminae, Celestine can complete in your turn the Healing Tears action. This starts at the end of your command phase and is completed at the end of the shooting phase, and if completed it means that a model in the unit has lost any wounds, all of that model's wounds are restored, and if the unit is below starting strength, one Geminae Superior model is returned to the unit with all of its wounds remaining, which is a really nice way to just restore the unit. You can't move or shoot, but you can charge and fight, so this could be really annoying at a key moment in the game for your opponent. In terms of possible strategy and tactics, she's generally definitely now a killy character rather than the buffing unit, which is how many people ran her in the 8th edition Sisters Codex, and she's very good at annoying your opponent with a very tough to kill unit that can get into melee and really hit hard while staying alive. They do give away 9 victory points on Assassinate, 3 for each of the Celestine and the Geminae, but only at the end of the battle per the Games Workshop GT 2021 Mission Pack Assassinate secondary objective wording. So make sure you're picking up those Geminae with Healing Tears whenever you can, if it's viable to do so, just to deny those victory points. In terms of stratagems, she could benefit from Moment of Grace, which allows you to adjust a Miracle Dice to pass close saves, but bear in mind that Miracle Dice are still harder to get these days unless you're playing something like Sacred Rose. Suffering and Sacrifice is a cool strat for 1 CP, which means in the fight phase you can select units including a Living Saint unit, i.e. Celestine, and until the end of the phase this is the Suffering unit. Each time an enemy unit is selected to fight, if it is in engagement range of the Suffering unit, it can only target the Suffering unit. Really good way of forcing the enemy to fight one of your tankiest units and get them away from killing some other character or some other unit that you might be wanting to do other things and wanting to survive. Angelic Ascent is also a cool one for 1 CP. You use this in your movement phase, select an Adeptus Sororitas jump pack unit and remove it from the battlefield, and you have to bring it back in your next movement phase, which can be a good way to get out of a tricky situation and reposition Celestine and the Geminae. Like a lot of melee units, in terms of sacred rights, Celestine benefits from the passion of exploding sixes and Hand of the Emperor for +1 to advance and charge. In terms of hymns of battle from priests in your army, the War Hymn giving +1 attack for a priest core character or Engine of Redemption unit within 6 inches of the priest is a good one, and the Verse of Holy Piety giving a sacred rite that isn't active for your army can be given to a core or character unit within 6 inches of the intoning priest. So again, a way to get that Hand of the Emperor or the Passion if you're not using them. Also worth noting at the end of this that we have the Celestine Sacrosanct Shenanigans. Their bodyguard rule means that character units like Celestine are untargetable to ranged attacks while they're in 3 inches of the unit. It's worth calling out the what I'm calling the Sister Act Shenanigans from the Sister Act podcast, which is great. If you've not listened to it, you should go check it out, because you can actually string out Celestine and the Geminae from a unit of Celestine Sacrosancts hidden behind a wall. 3 inches to a Geminae, 2 inches to Celestine in the middle or another Geminae, and 2 inches onto Celestine or a Geminae at the end, really getting them quite a long way across the board while being effectively untargetable. And well, if the enemy want to charge you, I'm pretty sure Celestine is going to be happy to get into combat. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below, and let me know what you'd like to see in future episodes of 5 Minute 40k.